Hi S1, Happy New Year and welcome back. This week we're going to be looking at the vocabulary you need to buy food and drinks at a market. We'll be learning some basic quantities and revising some of our fruit and vegetables and other foodstuffs that we learned before the holidays. Okay, so your first little task is to read this short French passage which describes what you can buy in typical French markets. Have a look at the text and see if you can write down in English what it says you can typically buy. I'm looking for you to be able to mention 4 different things. Now don't just look at the pictures, read what the French says and see if you can note that down in English in your exercise jotter. Alright, to get you started then with some core vocabulary, you've got the first task. I want you to copy down put the title in your vocab jotter for size, quantity and measures, and then copy down the words that are in blue on the left hand side here. You will get the meanings for these phrases on the slides that follow, so just concentrate on getting the French down just now. So it's 200 grammes de, 1 kilo de, un demi-kilo de, un litre de, une bouteille de, une tranche de, une douzaine de, un paquet de, un pot de, une boîte de. So note them down. You can pause the recording while you're doing that, and then you'll be able to fill in the English from the slides that follow. So now on to the vocabulary. It's not in the same order as the list that you wrote down, but you should be able from these slides to fill in the correct English on your list as we go. So this is 1 kilo de, 1 kilo de poire, 1 kilo de poire, which means a kilo of pears. Un demi-kilo de pêche, un demi-kilo de pêche, which is half a kilo of peaches or 500 grams of peaches. 200 grammes de raisin, 200 grammes de raisin, so 200 grams of grapes, not raisins but grapes. 1 litre de, 1 litre de, a litre of. Une bouteille de, une bouteille de, a bottle of. Une boîte de, which means a can of. A can of. Here you've got beans, so it could be any kind of canned food, but it can also be if you have a can of juice, you use this. So you could say une boîte de coca, une boîte de Fanta, so a can of. Un paquet de, un paquet de, a packet of. So here you've got biscuit, but it could be chip or whatever, anything else that comes in a packet. Un pot de, un pot de. Here you would translate this as a jar of. So you've got here obviously un pot de confiture, but you can also use this for if you had a yogurt, so the more little plastic pots that you get as well. So un pot de yaourt is also possible for a pot of yogurt. Here you've got une tranche de jambon, so a slice of, but it could be anything that you can get in a slice. Okay, slice of. So now that you've got your list of vocabulary, hopefully you can start to think about how you could use it in a proper sentence and pair the quantity together with an item that would make sense. So for example here, what you've got down the left hand side are a list of quantities, and down the right hand side you've got some foodstuffs. And what I'm wanting you to do is to make a little list in your jotter matching a potential quantity with an appropriate food item. So just to go through the food items on the right, just in case there's any you've forgotten. Saucisson means a sausage, but remember you can get that in sliced form as well if it was like a cold meat sausage. Œufs, eggs, biscuits, biscuits, petits pois, peas, yaourt, yogurt, lait, milk, and pomme, apple. So there might be more than one combination possible, and you might come up with different answers, but as long as you put something that would be a sensible quantity for that kind of thing, then I'll be happy. Now we're going to move on to a little bit of grammar. So this note will go into the back of your blue jotter along with the other grammar notes. You've already learned about how to say the word for some in French, and you know that you've got du, de la, de le, and they. Here, In this example, you've got just the E, so only one version really. And this is because here, this word is meaning of, so it's different from the word for some. So regardless of whether it's masculine or feminine, you would always use de. The only time it's going to change at all is if the word begins with a vowel or an H, as in uf for X. For this task, you have a list of sentences which are ways in which you could ask for something in a shop. So they're all starting with something like je voudrais, I would like, or donnez-moi, can you give me, avez-vous, do you have, and so on, followed by an item of food and the quantity. What I would like you to do is to read it, look and see, especially towards the end of the sentence, if you can identify the food stuff, and match those sentences with the correct picture. So it's just a case of writing a number and a letter that you think go together. So for instance, for the first one, je voudrais un kilo de carottes, s'il vous plaît. Hopefully you will notice that carotte is carrots, and that would go with picture now B. Now we're going to get you making your own shopping list, so trying to write your own quantities and items together. So I want you in your exercise jotter to write the title Je voudrais, and then when we click on to the next slide, you'll see some quantities and some items that you can mix and match. So from here, I want you to come up with your items for your list. I want 10 items altogether, so it has to have an appropriate quantity and obviously an appropriate item of food. You will know quite a lot of the foods on the right hand side in the orange, but there might be some that you haven't seen before. Things that are standing out to me that might be new for you are in the top line, pêche, which is the second one along, which means peach. I think looking down the rest, you should be okay. Maybe down in the 6, you've started off with biscuit, which you should know. Then it's got sucre, which is sugar, and then poire, which are pears. I think the next ones should be okay. Haricots verts are green beans. Sardines are sardines. Chip, remember, are crisps and not chips. Thon is a kind of fish, tuna. And coca is coke. And then I think you should be okay. Maybe the last one is jus de pomme, apple juice. Okay, if you do get stuck, remember you can use your phone to use an online dictionary to help you find out the meanings of any ones you're not sure of, or you can post me a wee message in the team chat if you're unsure. Right, so you've done a few activities looking at the vocabulary and seen it written down. This time I want to see if you can recognise it by hearing it in French. So you've got an advert for a supermarket. It's kind of like leaflets you maybe get through the door to show you the offers of the week. And it's got the items and it's got the prices. Now it's really important when you look at the prices that sometimes it's telling you what the price is for a particular quantity. So if you look at the water, for example, it's telling you that it's €2.30, but that's for 3 bouteilles, so for 3 bottles, and so on. So look carefully at what it says. You're going to hear 4 orders, if you like, 4 people saying what they want to buy at the shop. And what I want you to do is note down in English what it is, what each of the items are that they're looking for, and then after that, once you've finished with listening to it, then if you look at the price list and calculate what their total price would be. Okay, so ready to note down? Number 1, I'll say each one 3 times so you've got enough chance to hear it a couple of times through if you need it, okay? So, je voudrais un paquet de chips et une boîte de coca. Number 1 again. Je voudrais un paquet de chips et une boîte de coca. Je voudrais un paquet de chips et une boîte de coca. Number 2. Je voudrais 2 baguettes et 6 pots de yaourt. Je voudrais 2 baguettes et 6 pots de yaourt. Je voudrais 2 baguettes et 6 pots de yaourt. Number 3. Donnez-moi 3 kilos de raisins blancs et 6 bouteilles d'eau minérale. Donnez-moi 3 kilos de raisins blancs et 6 bouteilles d'eau minérale. Donnez-moi 3 kilos de raisins blancs et 6 bouteilles d'eau minérale. And the last one, je voudrais du camembert, 3 baguettes et 2 litres de lait. Je voudrais du camembert, 3 baguettes et 2 litres de lait. And one last time, je voudrais du camembert, 3 baguettes et 2 litres de lait. So remember, what I want for the answer is a list in English of the 2 or 3 items that each person orders, and then I want you to work out by looking at the price list in the picture what the total price for their items are. You're getting close to the end of the tasks for this lesson, you'll be pleased to know. So what you've got to do, you've got 4 shopping lists with their different items on, numbered 1 to 4, and then you've got 4 people's baskets with their names underneath them. What you've got to do is to match the correct list with the correct person's basket. Now there's one little tricky extra thing in that each of the baskets there's something that's there or not there that is on the list or isn't on the list. So you've got to also spot what the error is in each. Okay? So that's it for today's lesson. I'll be posting another lesson in a couple of days just to keep you on track. And remember that you can also log in for a live lesson at the time that I told you on the team chat. So to finish it off, I want you to come up with a word using the Scrabble tiles, a keyword for the lesson, something that summarises what the learning is about. How many points does your best word score? Now this could be in English or in French. I'll be obviously more impressed if you can come up with a high scoring word in French, but a high scoring word in English will be equally good. Something that lets me know that you have learned something today. Okay, look forward to speaking to you next time.